Welcome back, folks. This is Anthony Valentine, your camper nerd. Here today on auction I have a 2007 Fiat Scudo with a lovely stealth camper conversion. No one would believe the inside of this. Wait till I get to it. So first of all, just doing a slow walk round. As you can clearly see, it's lovely. Couple of tiny little marks if you've been particularly fussy for a 12 or 13-year-old vehicle. It's very windy and blustery, so my microphone's not quite up to the job. I'll do a little bit more commentary inside. I think she's had 4 owners. 1.6 turbo diesel, 5-speed manual. I've just driven this back 230 miles and can tell you it drives lovely, but just at slow speeds, if you're going over rocky roads as it were, there's a little bit of a creak at the front end. I've been suggested by my local garage that it's more than likely a common fault in these is link bushes or something around that. I'm not a mechanic, so just bear that in mind. So yes, body wise, lovely. You could actually put some leisure stripes on this, but most people would prefer to leave it as looking like this, the stealth look. So yeah, if we're particularly pedantic and fussy, a tiny little crease there and a little bit of a mark there. A couple of tiny little marks on the rear corner bumper on the edge, but that's about it. It's got an awning rail here. There's no awning inside, but clearly it's there. Look at that. In fact, that piece is off the back of the bed seat, so we'll put that on now. This is just wonderful. This really is. Let's go and get that piece of bed in. At least you can see underneath there, 3-point rear seat belts, rock and roll bed, the table, mud mats as it were. Let's put that in position. There we go. Lovely. Everything just as it should be. Table leg, mains hook up, water tank. You can adjust these, you can pull these in as it were, I believe, yes, and then that gives you access to open the doors completely. It's got curtains all round, but you've also got the winter covers there. Look like they're brand new, don't look like they've been used. She's got a tow bar. There's no tow bar or electrics on it, but it's there if you want to. I would suggest someone's probably had that put on for a bike rack. Parking sensors. Same matching upholstery. Yeah, it's been done to a professional standard, this. In the front. Mats. Let's have a look under the bonnet. There you go, 1580 1.6 turbo diesel. Drives really well. There's a registration number, check it up online for the mileage. There's a thing to note. So the registration number is Golf November 57 Lima Zulu Mike. Let's get in out of the wind. So yeah, she's covered, there you go, 74,000 miles, but the last owner had it, there we go, just starts up as it should do. Those lights are flickering because of the interference with the LED, but they'll go out. It's the seat belt and the handbrake, and because it's got a door, so the petrol light, that's nothing. That's because we've got that door there and the seat belt. But yeah, 74,000 miles. So just one thing to note, that on a couple of previous MOTs it was done in kilometres, because the last owner had it set as kilometres and didn't know how to unset it, as it were. On these, you go into the menu section. Here we go, the menu section in the radio, and you can alter it from imperial to metric. So I think we just go into menu. I've forgotten how to do it now. There we go. Languages, units. So it was set actually to kilometres. So I've reset it back now. So it's showing the thing. So all the mileage is correct, 74,000 miles. But just if you look on the MOT history, you will notice a couple of kilometre settings. Remote central locking, all working. Spare key, CD player, a couple of Velcro things, probably had a phone holder or sat nav perhaps. Five-speed manual. Everything seems to be working. Even the electric mirrors, a bit tricky to pick up on the camera there. That's got a faint little bit of cracking to the mirror glass. That's how fussy I am with my descriptions. Probably no one would pick that up, but just a couple of little faint cracks. So you could have a new glass there fitted over on the top of that, I would suggest. All the paperwork. Let's have a quick look at that now. It is all important, registered as a motor caravan. There we go, motor caravan. Four former keepers, so 5 owners in a 13-year history. There's nothing, not much in the way of service history. There is a stamp, I think a couple of years ago, in 18, at 69,000 miles. So just bear that in mind. You probably need a service now on time, not on miles, because it's only covered 5,000 since the last service. Various bits and bobs of paperwork, but not a lot in the way of service history, I'm afraid. Nice cubby holes to the top. There's all your curtains there. So you've got the rear, or the positioned in the rear, the actual winter covers, so you can use them on the front, or you can actually use the blinds and the curtains matching, and it's got the clip points here and there, so you'll be able to clip them on the front. Cup holders to both sides, power steering. Let's get in the rear out of the cold and the wind. Let's get some lights on. We're not short of lights here, when you can find the switch. Oh, that one was working before, so it might be a little bit of a... there you go. Perhaps a loose connection or a switch dry. That light swivels above the kitchen area. Yeah, how cosy would this be? So there's your 3-point seat belts, underneath storage, all your bits and bobs access to, fire extinguisher, camping gas bottle, various little bits of accessories left in by the last owner. Lovely wooden floor, as well as an overmat. Lots of storage, control panel, does that light work? Yes, it does. So quite a nice little unit here, compact. Well, look at that, what a lovely design. So that's your gas, and there's your tap. Let's have a look. I'll just put that on there. There's your water button. So we'll just put the pump on. That folds neatly down at the bottom. And then we've got your gas burner. We'll just put the igniter on here. Let's just try again. Here we go. As I say, a bit tricky with one hand on the camera. There we go. Look at that. Nice blue flame. So we have the igniter here and the control panel here. Switch it off now. And that folds neatly down into the kitchen sink. Yeah, what a lovely little design this is. Roof light. Ventilation. So yes, on sale with no reserve. People get excited and say, how much is it? Thinking it's going to be a couple of quid. We both know these are very expensive if converted to a professional standard like these. Sometimes they make a little bit more than I expect, sometimes a little bit more or less, but we'll let the market decide. So on sale with no reserve. So it's MOT'd. She needs a couple of links or bushes at the front end, just a slow little bit of clicking noise if driving slow over a rough road. But I drove it back 230 miles on the motorway, absolutely perfect. Everything drives well, bar for that. All the gears are fine. So yeah, a very lovely conversion. I'll just switch that off now. That's the water pump and that's all the electrics. I'll just do a quick walk around the outside. So it's a Fiat Doblo 1.6 turbo diesel. Stealth camper. Very usable, just like it is. Or without too much trouble, you would have a retail ready camper van. I would suggest just a service, get those drop link or bushes done to the front, and she'll be fine for many an adventure in 2020. Good luck with your bidding, folks. I'll answer any sensible questions. 0798 526 1078, 9 AM till 9 PM.